He's engaged in conversation. Well, I could get up there and start the meeting.
Yeah.
Come on. Start clapping or something to get them going. It's 9:30, right? Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start now.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start as soon as we can get the president over here.
I'm coming.
Carl's running for president.
I know. You want president?
No,
Vice president.
He's running for president.
No.
You vice president. I can be vice president.
You want this job?
No, not really. Okay. Sorry, talking about sauce. All right.
What else?
What are you gonna do? All right, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started here. Everyone wants to take a seat. All right. Good to see everybody. I've got a nice full group here today. All right. That's great. Good to see some people I haven't seen in a while. Good to see you again. I know we got at least one new person here, so a couple other people are right. So, speaking of that, any visitors here? I know we have Steve here. Anyone else new or visiting? Hey, hi.
Hi, Rick Tokar. I used to attend many years ago.
Okay.
And Katie got me involved, and I want to get back into it, and I'm retired now, so.
Sure. Yeah, Mike was telling me that you knew Swede.
What? No, I'm sorry.
You said that you knew Swede?
Yes.
Video was sweet.
I got my stroke before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rick is the guy who is on the video that we have of Swede introducing the
Okay.
scroll saw.
That was a little bit before my time. Swede was already gone by the time I got here, so I didn't know Swede. But great. Well, we're glad to have you back. And then, Steve, you want to go ahead? You can go ahead and stand up and introduce yourself.
Steve Kibler, a friend of mine. I'm just recently retired myself. He sent me the flyer, and I went up to visit your show, a couple of weeks ago.
Yep, at Rockler, yep.
At Rockler. So been doing this for 25, 30 years, and my wife says I got enough stuff at home, so I need to find something else to expand my skills. So thank you.
All right, well, we're glad to have you. And then, Steve, if you're interested in joining, talk to Tom. He's over there. Where are you hand, Tom? He's our treasurer. He can get you set up if you're interested in joining the club here. Oh, and same with, yep. Exactly. Okay. And then speaking of that too, anyone, if you have a new, I say this every time, but it's important, if you have a new address, email address, or phone number, let the treasurer know, who's Tom, so that he can keep our roster up to date. And then if you need a name tag, if you don't have a name tag yet, talk to Katie, right up here. She will get you a name tag. If you need one or if you lost yours, anything like that, that's totally fine. Normally I do the secretary's report, but I don't think Steve is here, so
No.
That's okay. Did you talk to him, Mike?
I did, yeah. He's having a birthday party today for one of the grandkids, so.
Okay, no, that's no problem.
Yep.
We'll get it next time. All right, so moving right along here, let's do the treasurer's report.
As of the beginning of the month, we had $3,636.62. We had a $40 deposit from our Christmas sale, and so the balance is January 31st, $36.76.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna cover that, Gabe. We're getting there. We're working up to that. All right, thank you, Tom. All right, so, then we have to do motion to accept treasurer's report.
I move.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, perfect. I always forget about that part. All right, then we'll go to TLC toys. Roger, what do we got?
Last month, we turned in 316 cars. We did 223 paintables. We did the Easter gnomes, we turned in 64. And the Thanksgiving ones, we had 4. a little late, but I also want to thank people for showing up at Rockler. That was a lot of fun to do. And we had 4 saws going, and we cut out gnomes and then more gnomes, and we cut out some swans and just did a few other things too. We had a good time. It's a good way to meet people.
And this is what you're seeing there is, I forgot to take pictures earlier. But
Now,
there's,
next month, I'll be bringing the pattern for 4th of July. We're gonna have to get started on those because we don't meet during the summer. So they gotta be turned in by the last meeting we have. So we'll get going on those.
Yeah, for any of our new people, just so you know, we meet from September to May. So June, July, August, we don't have a meeting. Summer's just a busy time for everybody, and I think it works out really good that way. We don't really need to meet over the summer. We usually see each other, we have a booth at the State Fair. So we usually see each other in August anyway, but we don't have actual meetings over the summer. All right. So moving on to club updates. So we do have elections next month. Fun stuff. All right. So I'm running for president again. Tom is willing to run as treasurer. Bill has indicated that he would not like to do VP, vice president anymore, as well as Steve said he doesn't want to do secretary. So we will need a new vice president and secretary. I know I've talked to a couple people. Mike, I think you said you were going to talk to some people about secretary. But if you're interested, let me know. You don't do it right this second, that's fine. You can reach out to me during the meeting here, pull me aside if you want to ask about it, what's all involved. I'm not, Mike, do you know the secretary? I don't really know what the secretary role does, because I haven't done that. Do you have a better idea of explaining?
Well, basically writing up a summary of the meeting.
Is that, okay?
Yeah, and so he's taken it from your recording.
yep.
Generally, and does he call you every once in a while?
No,
or-
no,
No?
no.
He just takes it?
he knows that I put it up there, so he just grabs it from there.
He
I
writes
mean,
it
I think he takes notes during the meeting too.
Yeah. So we kind of need somebody that has good verbal skills and can write things down and just summarize it, and that's
Or
it.
know how to use spell check. That's all.
Yeah, spell correctly and just keep a record. That's basically what he's doing. And then he sends, about once a month, he sends his report.
To the board.
And so,
Yep.
to the board,
Yep.
so we keep track of that.
And then he gets it to Tiffany, who incorporates it into the newsletter.
That's why I asked, because I haven't done that job, so I wasn't entirely, I mean, I knew what it meant, but I didn't know exactly what was all entailed. So I want to kind of give anyone who might be interested an idea of what you do. So it sounds like we're just taking a summary of the meeting, making sure we get over to Tiffany so she can incorporate it, and then sending it to the board. It's just basically a record of what we do at each of our meetings. Does that sound correct, you guys?
Yeah,
Okay. Steve's done it for what,
couple years.
couple years or so, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's fine, and I appreciate him being willing to take that, and I would appreciate anyone who's willing to take that over. Now, vice president, I was vice president for 2 years, so I know that one a little bit better. Vice president, your job is when president isn't here to take over, like Bill did for me in December, which, because I wasn't here. But also it's to figure out what we're gonna talk about for our meetings each month, whether it's working with finding people to come in and speak, working with other club members to maybe do a presentation, presenting video like Bill's done, anything like that. So that's your main duty as vice president. And what's that?
Program.
Program director. There you go. Yeah, there you go. You're basically program director. And actually, it is actually kind of interesting. I mean, I enjoy doing it. And you can go different routes. I mean, when I was doing it, I was doing a lot of presentations, but you don't have to. You can, basically it's up to you. Whatever if you want to bring people in to do presentations, you want to do presentations yourself, whatever you think would be great, speak to the board, and we're usually pretty easy going. So anything, like I said, anyone's interested in that, please just reach out to me, we'll find that out. We need to, like I said, next month, we need to vote on it, so I need to know before then, so I can work with, to find someone to fill in if we don't have any volunteers. But hopefully
Program director gets a lot of help from the board.
yes, program director does need a lot of help from the board. It's not, you're not on your own, it's not like, oh, well, go figure it out, we'll see you next month. So when I was doing it, Mike was always coming to me, John would say, hey, I got this for an idea for a presentation, or somebody would come to me and say, hey, what about this? And, oh yeah, that sounds like great. I'd put something together, or hey, I know someone that wouldn't mind coming in and speaking. Katie did that. You had that really great presentation on Intarsia, that friend of yours came in. So it's not, don't feel like, yeah, boy, I gotta go figure this all on my own. You're not on your own. It's just, we just need one person who's coordinating everything and keeping it all together. And I'm usually, and as far as when I'm present, I'm almost always here. I've only missed one meeting, so you probably won't have to fill in for me too often. At least while I'm present. Okay. Okay, so we got that covered. And then Roger mentioned our rockler cutting day. Roger picked the coldest day of the year. Oh, it was brutal. But it was actually a lot of fun. It went really well, I thought. We met, Steve came in, and he's here today, so that hey, if I get one person to come from one of our cutting days or one of our events, I'm feeling great about it, because that's great. We got someone to come in who's interested in working with TLC. He's been talking to Roger, so that's great. I really appreciate everyone who came out there. Roger was out there, Tim was out there, who was Carl, and Sheila. Thank you. Sorry, brain's just. It's a Saturday. Brain's not working so great. Okay. What else did I have here? Oh, and then I'm sure everyone here knows who Steve Good is. If you don't, Steve Good runs a website that has a lot of free patterns. He's kind of, I don't know, I guess you call him the Godfather of scroll sawing, maybe, because he's kind of, he does a lot of reviews. He did a Zoom presentation for us a few years ago. If you haven't gone out to his website, I recommend going out there. He's got thousands of free patterns. He doesn't charge anything for them. However, recently he has had some health issues. Carl's got it up there. And this is all on his website and on his blog. Up until he was having this trouble, he was putting out one new free pattern a day. And you subscribe to his email.
Or two, yeah.
Yeah. And if you subscribe to his email, you would get that in your email every day. I use his patterns when we do classes because they're free. Because if I take his pattern and I hand it out to a bunch of people, that's totally fine. If I take a pattern out of a book and make copies and hand it out to a bunch of people, that's not fine. So that's why Steve is a really great resource. He's really nice when you're learning, because you can just download his pattern, print it out on your printer, cut it out, doesn't cost you a thing. Rather than going out and spending a ton of money on a pattern, maybe you find out, gee, I really don't like doing fret work, or, I tried this and I really just didn't like it. So Steve's a great resource. So I think it's really, well, I know when we talked to Mike, we want to, after the break here, we want to put together a video of everyone, just wishing him well. I know most of us, I don't know, I should say, I know a lot of us have used his patterns and are familiar with Steve. So we just kind of wanted to send him a really good well message. Hopefully he gets better, and you have a card for him.
I've got a card here I want to send around for people to sign,
Sure.
so we'll do that. I'd also like to get a little short video of everybody just saying, get well soon.
Yep, we're gonna do that before we go on the break here.
Yep.
Just wait a minute.
How many people have used one of Steve Good's patterns?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
pretty much everybody.
Pretty much everybody.
Well,
Yeah.
just about all of our TLC patterns
Are they Steve
are
Good?
Steve.
Yeah, or
Okay.
modifications of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I guess I
Yeah.
didn't really think of that. But yeah, no. So
And Steve did a presentation for us. He did a program for us about 4 years ago on Zoom.
yep.
And it's out on our it's
Yeah.
out on our Zoom page. So.
Normally, if we bring somebody from the
Or
outside to do a presentation for us, we pay them $75. Well, he wouldn't have it. He said, well, he gave away stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he raffled out stuff, right?
I mean,
Right.
this was not just cheap stuff. He made some really nice prizes. We had door prizes. We
And
draw
part of
them.
that is I know Steve's working with vendors who are, he said it. He said, these are the stuff that vendors have given me, but it was still nice of him to do. He didn't have to do that, and we could have paid. Like I said, Steve has a unique model for his site. Is that he does everything, lets everything go for free, and survives on donations. So, well, been meaning to work with the board here. We're looking at making a donation to Steve, try to help him out a little bit, especially in this time when he's having some health issues, which is, you know, we all understand what that can be like. So, I'll work with the board. We'll send something out here, and we'll be sending. We'll get that video. We'll get the card, and we'll get a donation set up. I'll work with Tom, and we'll figure that out.
We're pretty healthy financially.
Exactly. We're doing really good.
We can afford it.
Honestly, we're doing so good financially. We need to be careful because if we have too much money, then we have to start filing taxes, which makes a huge problem for the treasurer. I don't know what the threshold is, but it's at some point. Yeah. We need essentially what the IRS wants you to do when you're a nonprofit is they don't want you to have too much money. They want you to use the money. You can have money, it's fine, but you need to actually do something with it, or you can start running into trouble. So donating to Steve, I think would be great. It's like we have it's like, oh, here we have money. Let's bring in someone and we'll pay him. They're like, no, you can't pay me. I don't want to be. I need to spend this money.
Yeah. Do we want to decide that today or have a board meeting?
What do you think? Should we do a board meeting or do we want to? I need to do a board meeting anyway, but.
I move that we just vote on it now.
You want to vote on now? Okay.
I second it too.
Okay, so I go with it. I think that's probably a good idea. Like I said, I need to do a board meeting anyway, but let's just do it now. What do you guys think is an appropriate amount?
200?
200? Yeah, I think that seems like a nice.
Or do we think of more?
We could do 4, you know, we got money, $400 or $500, wouldn't kill us. For what the guy has done for everybody.
Right, and like I said, he's kind of he's done more for Scroll Sign probably than anyone else.
Yeah.
And I know when I first got started, I stumbled across his website and I watched some of his how-to videos and his how-to videos and his reviews and stuff, and I found it really useful. It's like, wow, it's really nice. I mean, he's doing this for nothing. I've made quite a few of his banners. So, well, let's make it nice round 400. Sound good? We'll do $400 donation. That sound good to you? 500? Okay, make it nice. 5. Okay.
Going once.
All right. So I'll talk to. I know you can make donations right on his website. There's a button. So Tom, I'll talk to you about that. So,
Let's do a vote.
yeah, that's gonna do that. That's gonna do that.
All right.
So we'll do a vote for we're gonna donate $500 to Steve Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Sounds good. Tom, I will talk to you about what we need to do there. Okay. What else did I have here? Oh,
We could
Tom
send a
also
check
wanted me
with
to
the card.
mention, in April, dues are due for the club. It does ask that you wait until at least next month, because he doesn't have the cards for membership cards yet. But, so April are due. If you want to pay next month, that's fine. You just want to talk to Tom about paying, what are our yearly dues, $20 our yearly dues? I know, I always have to ask because I've been in the club 4 years now, and I've never had to pay dues because I keep winning the state fair. I actually have one more, because I won twice the year before. So, but wait, whatever. Not that I wouldn't, I tried to pay dues, they wouldn't let me. So, anyway, okay, we got Rockler. Carl, you want to talk about the issue you got with YouTube?
Yeah. So, last month, the meeting was a YouTube video. And like I normally do, I go through and I edit it and I include the video that we showed and all that stuff. And a day after I posted it, I got a copyright infringement flag. Troy and I talked about this at the cutting demo. So they said the two choices you have is to try to get that pulled back or contact the person that owns the web page that we showed, or the YouTube video that we showed. So I contacted him, and he said he responded the next day to me. He says, of all the times that he's flagged these things as copyright infringement, I'm the first one to actually reach out to him with this. So what he did is that he said that he had somebody come in and from Africa, download all of his videos, put them up on his website, and claim them as his own. So that's why he's kind of sensitive to this stuff. And so what he said is that I'll pull this back so that you're not dinged. I guess it's like 3 strikes and you're out, and they'll take your site down. So I said, with the idea that I would remove it from the video, from our video, and just put the link into it. So with that, I mean, the one that we're gonna show today, I'll do the same thing, because I know it's the same guy. But in the future, what I'm gonna do is try to reach out to these guys to say, do you have any problems with this? If you do, then I'll just simply remove it. So if you go there looking for that video, it'll be in the description with a link to it. So,
And does he want you to also put his name, that it's his property?
he didn't care about that,
Oh.
but he just didn't want it in our video.
The
He didn't want his
way
video.
YouTube works, a lot of, if you make money off of YouTube, like we don't make any money off
Right.
YouTube, there's not enough views. But people that do make money off of YouTube, every time someone clicks on a link and watches their video, they get paid. So what happens is if we show their video in our video, they don't get paid. So if that's a form of income for you, that's pretty darn important that you wanna make sure that, I don't have a problem, they don't have a problem with us talking about their video, linking their video. They love if we link their video, because then people click on their video, they get more clicks. It's just, so, I mean, it's a business thing.
Yep.
Like we did one before, when I did a video talking about different scroll saws, I had reached out ahead of time to this company and said, hey, I'm with NorthStar Scrollers, we're gonna be showing your video, is it okay if we do that? And they were like, absolutely, go right ahead. They weren't making money out their video. They were some small business, they were just using it to drive business to their company. So they didn't care, because they weren't making money of it. Other people actually make money off these videos. You can make a lot of money off of YouTube. Essentially, if you're a bigger YouTuber, you make about, what is it, $1 per subscriber per year. Some of these YouTubers have millions of subscribers, so they're making millions of dollars just from YouTube. And then there's Patreon and all that other kind of stuff. I know a little bit about it because my wife's involved in some of that stuff with some YouTubers. And
So is there any way to identify ahead of time which YouTube videos this applies to, or?
Well, I'm
Yes,
gonna reach,
Rob,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna reach out, from now on, if I'm gonna show a video, I'll try to reach out to the person.
But I'm asking, is there anything on the video itself that would indicate?
No.
that-
No, there's
No.
not. So if you really want to get down in the weeds, there's a lot of copyright law and fair
Yep.
use law. It gets really complicated really
Music
fast.
that you might play, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
music rights, it can get really complicated really fast. So the best thing to do is we're small, we're just doing this for our members. Do what Carl's gonna do, reach out to them and say, hey, is it okay if I include this in my video? If they say, no, please just link it. We'll still show it on Zoom, we can do that, because we're showing it to a private group, that's fine. We can show it here, that's no problem at all, because that's just us viewing it. But they just don't, we need to be careful that we don't include copyrighted material. That's like when we did the sign, you notice that the big sign we had, the banner, you notice that when I was talking to Carl, I said, make sure you can't see the name DeWalt on the saw. Because they might not care, but they could. But if you can't see, if you watch these YouTube videos, like if you ever watch This Old House, you ever notice they always have tape over the names of the tools?
No.
The reason they do that is because if they're shown using a tool, let's say they're using it wrong, and it says DeWalt on the side, and even if it doesn't go wrong, but they're using a tool that maybe wasn't approved by the manufacturer, they get sued. If there's tape over it, even though we all know it's a DeWalt tool, they can say, well, it didn't say DeWalt on the side, how do you know it's a DeWalt tool? You don't know. So it's just kind of a liability thing. So it gets really, you can really get into the weeds and that stuff. So Carl's got it down. If anything, we'll just put a link, which isn't a big deal. You know, we put in this, hey, if you want to watch this video, click on this link. They get paid, everybody's happy, you still get to see it. It's not that big a deal.
So if you go on YouTube and somebody's got a video on how to repair a DeWalt saw, he didn't get a permission from DeWalt to make that video.
He did not.
So what happens to him?
More than likely nothing. Because
Oh,
DeWalt really isn't gonna care.
oh,
It's just you don't, see, here's the problem. So let's say we had made our sign and you can see the DeWalt. DeWalt could get in because they're saying that you're making it look like DeWalt is endorsing the club. They're not. So if we went to DeWalt and said, hey, you know, is it okay if we do this? They say, yeah, we'll endorse your club, fine. But rather than go through all that, because they're probably gonna say no, you cover up, we just shot it from the side and you couldn't see it. That way, it doesn't look like DeWalt is endorsing us. So that's what it's about. It's about liability. So manufacturers don't want to look like they're endorsing something that they haven't actually approved and endorsed. It's all about protecting the brand. And like I said, you can really get in the weeds on that. So we won't worry about that. Anyway, we're just going to be careful in what we do. Yeah. Okay. And then you said something about Clinton with the magazine.
Yeah, so I got, through the website, I got contacted by the editor of the White Bear Lake magazine, monthly magazine, and they wanted Clint's information, contact information, because they wanted to do an article. So I contacted Clint and said, is that okay? And he says, yeah. So I sent that, and I said, let us know when that's gonna be. She says, well, it's gonna be in the July-August issue, which, when it comes out, we'll post that into our newsletter and show that. I talked to Clint here earlier. So far, they haven't contacted him yet, even though they told me it's gonna be in July and August. So Clint says that he's gonna reach out to them and give her a call if he hasn't heard anything. So.
All right, well, that should be interesting.
That should be very fun, yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing they probably have a website. We could probably get once the article comes out, we could probably get it from the website. And view it that
Yep, we'll link to it.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get a link out for that.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, perfect. Let's see.
Can I bring up something?
Yeah, please.
Because I've been in the group for a while, and I initially, when I joined, I looked at the library to see what kind of resources were out there for me to look at. I'm a big reader. So I thought, let me look at the library and see what's out there now that's new. So I brought a few things from the library and put them back here.
Public library.
Public library. I went through the Dakota County Library, and you can request things from libraries throughout the state of Minnesota. One of the books looks like it came from Wisconsin, but whatever's out there, you're free to look at it. I don't know if you want to take a picture of it, but I want you to know that those will go back to the library, but you as an individual library card holder now can go get that book from the library and just have it come to you. And so all the ones that have a library one that came from another state, they have a special sticker on it. And remember when we had Jehu, the puzzle maker, on as one of our speakers? Remember when he did his presentation? He's actually one of the books back there too. So feel free to look at them and whatnot, just leave them back there when you're done with them today. And I just wanted you to know that there are newer resources out there. I did actually withhold one book that I didn't even bring in, and it was a basic scroll sign booklet that someone put together in 2024, but for me, I read the whole thing in like 2.5 hours, but it was just kind of dry for me, and black and white pictures, and their scroll saw. I looked literally to see where the book was published, because I thought, is this overseas? Because their scroll saw just looks so much different than anyone others I had seen. And I just decided, okay, that is not one that I would, share with the group. So you may find some things that are good, and some might be patterns, and some might be techniques, and some might be how to maintain your scroll saw or whatever. So just use that as a resource if you're looking for something. Online is just not always the way to go. You can use your library.
Good.
Thank you. So the book, I will tell you that most scroll saw books that are out there are published by Fox Chapel. Fox Chapel Publishing does most of them, just simply because it's a kind of a niche, so that's what they do. So what they do though, I actually kind of found out, I own a bunch of scroll saw books that I bought recently. And then I got a whole bunch of old ones when I bought my last saw. And I started looking at the old ones, and I realized that all the new ones I had were these old ones with new covers.
Oh.
So a lot of these books, like on like basic scroll sawing, or the scroll saw handbook is what it's called. Most of those were written by someone named Patrick Spielman. He was from Wisconsin. He passed away, I think, in 2008. So and it's not a bad thing, is that they're republishing his books. But the problem is they're out of date. Like I have, Roger has it too, it's called the Ultimate Scroll Saw Handbook, I forget what that one's called, Roger. It's not actually not even in print anymore, but it's actually a really cool book, I have it. I bought it because I want it, because it talks about the history of saws. Up until about 2008, and then it drops off. So, but it has some really interesting, but that's kind of what you'll find is that some of the books are good, but they're outdated. I have not seen a new comprehensive book that talks about the new saws. They go up to about the old Excalibur and DeWalt and they stop. It's just, no one's written a new book. Maybe you should write one. There you go. So they still have really good information. It's still valid. You just have to, when you're reading it, realize that, okay, saws have changed. Because here's the thing. Hegner saw, Hawk saw, DeWalt, they haven't changed in 30 years. They are exactly the same. Except for a few little, like, minor things. But when you get to the Excaliburs and the Pegasus and some of that stuff, it's still the same basic design, but things have changed a little bit. So some of those books are a little out of date, unfortunately. But pattern book's a pattern book. I mean, most of the patterns I make are from 1900 or before. They're just like the big clock that I started here in the club with. I found out that was actually a pattern from like 1890 that the person, I forget his name, from Dick Bowman. What he was doing was he was finding, him and other people were finding old patterns that when throwing was really popular in the 1800s and 1900s and redrawing them. So they're not actually, I mean, I'm sure some of his patterns are original, but I know that clock. And I know some of the other ones because I actually have found the same pattern from different people with slight variations and then find out, okay, it's an old pattern that somebody found and the copyright's no longer there, and they're just remaking it, which is fine. But so, it's just, so patterns are patterns, anyway. But yeah, library's great. I've seen stuff in my library too.
I didn't realize that those were library books back there. I put a book back there that I got from Troy last month that I didn't want. It doesn't have a library, if somebody's got it and wants it, it doesn't have the library sticker on it. So if you want to keep it, please keep it. I didn't.
I don't want to come home with more books.
Well, you can give it back to you can give it to the library.
Yeah, and then like I said too, talking about, you got the card.
Has everybody signed this card? Okay.
So yeah, so what we're talking about with Steve Good, and this kind of comes back to that too, is, like I said, Steve Good patterns are free, we can print those out, we can handle those all we want. If you get something from the library, you buy a book, if you're doing it for yourself, that's fine, but make sure you're not handing it out, oh hey, look, I found this great pattern. Two reasons. One, it's copyrighted and it's not legal, and second, here's the problem, we do that, we buy a book, so let's say the club buys a book, and everyone pass patterns out to everybody, and everyone made them, that's great. Problem is, the person who made that pattern is not getting paid. And I can tell you that there are a lot of companies that used to make patterns that are gone. So we need to actually, so if we're gonna make a pattern, we need to pay for it, because we need to keep these companies open, because I have books from companies that, I have patterns that I've gotten from when I buy old saws, that these companies aren't around anymore. They're just gone, and the patterns are gone. And if we want to keep patterns keep going, we need to make sure that we're paying for the patterns we buy and we use. So just, I know it's just encouraging people to do that, because I would like these pattern companies to stay in business so that I can keep buying their patterns and making their stuff. All right, so that's just a little aside. Okay. After all that fun stuff, let's go with show and tell. Who wants to go first?
One more thing.
Oh, sorry, Carl, what do you have?
I went to Rockler.
Oh,
I went to Rockler last month and to get a Forstner bit, and the clerk wouldn't give me a discount when I showed him my card. And I got a little testy, saying, "Wait a minute, I know we're supposed to get it. We've talked to people," and they said, "Oh, we only show it as the Woodworkers Guild." And so I went and called Robert Bly. He's the manager of the Rockler store at Maplewood, and he's also the coordinator of all the marketing with all the Rockler stores. And I talked to him, and he says, "No, you should be." He says, "But you're considered a Woodworkers Guild. You're part of the Woodworkers Guild. So if you go there and you have a problem, talk to the manager, because I sent him a copy of my card, and he sent that to all of the managers in the store saying, these guys are part of the Woodworkers Guild. And so, and they just got it in their system as that, instead of trying to have all the individual ones. So if you go there and you have problems, say, no, we're the Woodworkers Guild, this is part of the Woodworkers Guild. More issues, just talk to the manager.
So what card is it that you show them?
Your membership card, your NorthStar Scholar membership card. And they didn't realize that was the guild, and so he's communicating that out to all the managers.
I think there's a little miscommunication
Yes,
there.
yes, exactly, so.
All right, thanks, Carl.
All right.
Okay. Warren, you have something you want to talk about?
I saw the tip of the day, if you want.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about tip.
You got tip of the day
too.
You can go first if you want.
No, you go ahead,
Oh, okay.
Mine's not as good as yours.
I don't know.
You'll see.
Maybe it is. So I ran into a problem. So these are a couple of the blade holders for, this one is the original one. It came with an Excalibur, or it came with my Seiko and other brands.
Yep, yeah, the same one.
With this nylon tension lever, okay? This is the new and improved Pegasus one. Jeff brought this, and luckily, I only have this one to show. I didn't want to take mine off my saw, but anyway. The problem I've been seeing, and it comes and goes, it seems like, but on this lever, especially when I was cutting cars, and I cut the 3/4 inch pine, I'm going down grain, cross grain better. You go down grain, and I'm pushing the wood through the blade, and boom, this lever just comes flying back at me. Loosens right up. It drives you crazy. And I couldn't cut anything very thick. And anyway, I struggled with it, and I thought, okay, maybe my lever is wore out. I've got to buy a new lever. I don't know it didn't look like it was wore out, but anyway. I did order a couple, and I ended up ordering this one instead of this one. This is what I wanted. So I had to send those back. Anyway, that's another story. But then I found on YouTube, I found a little badly done video, but I got the point across, is that there's debris that can accumulate on the can part of this where it's rubbing back and forth. And you want to clean that once in a while. And what he does, you can just, it's a spring loaded. I don't know if I can get this to show, but this is actually spring loaded here, and this will pull up about 1/4 inch probably. And he said you just take a Q-tip. I used alcohol, dipped mine in alcohol, and rubbed the Q-tip underneath that, and that seemed to take care of the problem. So just clean that gap in there where that cam rolls on there, and that should help. If that doesn't help, the guy in the video says just buy a new one, though. These things cost $17 plus shipping, to get them. So it's not.
Well, one thing too on these, I found this to be a problem. If you have the front lever style, like a Pegasus, it would be Pegasus, Seiko, Excalibur. If you have this front lever style, if you have that where it's constantly flipping forward like that, check your arm. So the top arm, so you have the table, right, nice and flat. The distance between the top of the table and the bottom of the front arm, it should be exactly the same at the front and the back of the table. So my arm here, just take a ruler, you can use a caliper like I do, and measure it. And if this one's low or high, you turn the knob on the back to adjust that arm up or down. You want it to be as perfectly level as you can get it. Because the problem is if it's down too low, it'll actually cause that problem that Warren was having. Because the angle isn't quite correct, and it just doesn't work. It'll cause that lever to fly forward. I've had a few people that have that problem. So once you level that arm, then it's fine. I actually had one of our newer members come over. He bought a used Excalibur, and he couldn't keep that arm. Every time he tried to cut, that arm, his little lever would fly forward. And I took a look at it, and I could see that his front arm was about 1/2 inch lower at the front than it was at the back.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. And it wasn't his fault. He bought it used. He'd never used a scroll saw before. He just didn't know. And that's why he brought it to me, was I was going to help him with it. And I looked at it and immediately, well, there's your problem. Turn that knob. We leveled out the arm. cuts beautifully, arm doesn't flop forward anymore. But also what Warren's talking about, yes, that is a problem too, because every time you move that lever, over time, it wears out, you get a little bit of debris in there, a little bit of sawdust, and it acts like a lubricant. So
Yep.
then it just,
Yep.
blings right out, and then like a Q-tip and a little bit of paint thinner or alcohol, there you go.
Yeah.
Good tip.
At break, if you want to take a look at these and let me talk, I can talk to you about them a little bit more, but that's about all there is to it.
Yeah.
So I have a request, because Jill and I were going through YouTube looking at scroll saw maintenance.
Uh-huh.
And most of the stuff on YouTube is for a DeWalt.
Most popular side, yep.
Right. But it begs the question, what is scroll saw maintenance? What are the things that we need to do, be it cleaning, lubricating, none of the above, all of the above?
So it depends on your saw.
So what I'm suggesting.
This is a request.
Oh, okay.
What I'm suggesting is maybe at a future date, we might have a session about what scroll saw maintenance looks like.
Sure.
Because when we talk a lot about blade alignments and stuff, I think we got that one down. But as an example, when you talked about the cam, where you need to maybe clean or whatever, I know there's a lot of dust that accumulates underneath the bottom of the saw that maybe need to blow out. So there's just a idea.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I think that's great. Yeah, you've got a good point. But the thing is, there's really not that much maintenance a scroll saw needs.
I didn't think so.
But there are a few things. There are a few things that'll get you. Like I said, it just depends on the saw too. So, yeah, I think that's a good idea. I will add that to my notes, and we'll put something together. I think it's a really good one, because there are some simple things you can do that will really make your saw a lot better. Like the thing with the arm beam level on the Pegasus and Excalibur style saws, it sort of says it in the manual, but it's not real obvious. And that's a big one. I seem like that's the first thing I check on any of those saws when I get one in front of me, is that arm level. Because if it's not, it causes trouble. And actually, I was just talking to, who was I talking to? Anyway, about it with the DeWalt here. Sheila, with her DeWalt, she's getting this problem where it has a knocking noise. And I think the problem is, the arm, so the DeWalt is a little bit different. You can't just turn it on, it's a little more complicated. So I actually have to do a couple of tests, and I think we maybe found a potential problem. So yeah, that's a good idea. We'll talk about, I can put some stuff together, we'll talk about that. Okay.
So if somebody wants to volunteer, he'll help you put it together.
No, I'll take them apart, put them together, rebuild them, I don't know. I've got enough parts on hand to rebuild four DeWalts, 2 Hawks, and a couple Hectors at the moment, so. So I like to have parts on hand. Okay, so otherwise, tip of the day I was gonna talk about, I almost totally forgot. So I wanted a block plane, I want a mini block plane, so I'm trying to fix for something I'm making, and I thought, I was looking on Amazon, I found a little block plane, it was like $16. I'm like, okay, so it's a block plane, mini one, probably that big, right? So it came the other day. It was a mini block plane. So my wife's like, this is like for a dollhouse? I'm like, well,
That's like for a luthier for making guitars and.
yeah, and actually it works out. It's a Jorgensen, so it's not like it's a no-name brand, and it wasn't that expensive. But I just wanted it for a specific, and actually it works perfectly for what I wanted it for. It's actually a really nice little plane. But I just, when you order something on Amazon, maybe you should. And it's not their fault. They listed the measurements. I just didn't look. So just be careful, because you might end up thinking you're getting something a little bit bigger when you get this little guy. And actually, I used it, and it worked perfectly for what I wanted. I'm making a box, and the box uses tabs and slots, and one of the tabs is like about a 64th of an inch too long, and it's a pain to sand it, so I wanted to be able to scrape that out, and it did it. It worked perfectly. This thing is actually really nice. It weighs a ton for as little, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Like I get that, I'm like, yeah, not quite what I was expecting. I was expecting like a little bit bigger one. But yeah, it actually works really good. I actually was really impressed. So I just thought that was funny. Did anyone else have anything before we go to show and tell they want to talk about? Okay, let's go ahead and do show and tell. Who has? Let's see.
You do.
No, I do, but we'll let someone else go first. Who was the John? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I knew somebody had some. First. Had some targets.
I made a couple of these, somebody wanted me to make one for them, so I, usually when I make one, I make two. So, yeah.
Nice.
Whose pattern is that?
What wood?
Okay.
I think it's an old pattern, it's a tree, cedar tree, it's an old.
Oh, okay.
It's a,
One from,
Way back.
company's probably not even around anymore.
yeah.
What woods did you?
Yeah, what did you use there?
There's bloodwood, black ash, cherry, oak. There's bloodwood in here, and red cedar. That, I don't know how you say it, well, the WENG wood.
Wenge?
And this yellow wood, I don't know what it is, because I picked a little piece out of the scrap at Rockler, so I didn't know what it was, and that's what that is. And cherry. So, and mahogany for the feet. This I made for my wife.
That's pretty.
So,
Is that bloodwood in there?
That's in the latest Scroll Saw magazine, isn't it?
yeah, the
Yeah,
last,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in there.
I looked at how many different woods there were. There were like 17, 18 different kinds of woods.
Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. There's about 12, I think.
Wow, that's beautiful.
But,
Did you get out of jail card free for making that?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So we got another Terry piece up here, I'm not sure whose this is.
Oh, that's a beautiful one too. That's Clint's.
Oh, Clint, is this yours, Clint? There we go, okay. Sorry, I didn't see who knew that.
The angel I made donated for a silent auction at the, at my school at church. They have a fundraiser every spring and I usually make something for them.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I particularly like the bird's eye maple on the bench.
Me too.
I thought it looked like
Real.
stone.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was noticing that.
And I've actually made this for myself, and I've had it for a few years. But I liked it so much that I decided to make another one for them.
Is that Purple Heart or Bloodwood?
That is,
Padook?
Hadoop?
yeah,
Hadoop?
Oh, okay, cool, I like it.
and here is walnut, cherry, red cedar.
And the white. Aspen or basswood?
This one, Aspen?
This is aspen, yeah, and this is alder.
Okay. Beautiful.
Really pretty.
Mike, you want to talk about cutting board? That you're working on here? Picture of me.
Oh, sure. Well, my wife volunteered me to make some cutting boards for her cousin, lives up in Minnetonka, and these fit underneath the countertop in their kitchen. And what they had was a couple of really cheap ones. And they were more or less just veneer on top of some MDF or whatever, and it had worn through. So I said, well, I can fix you up a couple of them. So I had this walnut out in the garage, so I started cutting it out, and I went to glue it together, and I have a sort of a contraption that squeezes things together so I could do a whole bunch of them at one time. Well, in the middle was, these two pieces came together, and of course the next day when I went out to get it, it's humped up in the middle a little bit, you know, like 1/8 of an inch, and I've got to flatten this off and only got so much material to work with. So I cut it again, and I put this spacer piece down in there and was more careful, and then it turned out flat. So then I had enough material to flatten them off. And so I still have to add an end here, which is made of oak, and it's sort of that light oak that everybody had in the 50s in their house, that even kind of that color, that light oak. I couldn't talk them into making it out of walnut because it just wasn't going to look right. So I said, okay, so today I got to stop by Home Depot and Menards and see if I can find a stain that's going to make that yellow color without getting dark, because I got all these stains and not one of them is light enough. So at any rate, they're coming right along, and I think I'll have them here another week or so. And then I will, I think I will polyurethane the oak, because that's not going to be cut on, and this I will just use mineral oil. So that's it.
Okay, so my turn. So this is my bird condo. So what has it got? So it's 6 bird houses, so 6 actual little houses. They're all divided inside there. I actually made this previously out of cedar, which was a mistake. The cedar's way too soft. And it was out in I had it out and birds were living in it for a few years. And then there was a storm. My neighbors had a tent in their backyard, and their tent flew out of their backyard into mine and destroyed my birdhouse. It was already in pretty bad shape. It was fine. So, no, it was a tent. They had a tent, and there was a big storm came. One of those, kind of canopy tents, and it blew over my fence into my yard and smashed into my birdhouse. And that was it. Fortunately, the birds were already gone. So I remade it again in redwood, and honestly, I wish I had made it out of redwood. Because redwood is like just as soft as cedar. Unfortunately, these like to break off. You look at it wrong, it'll break. But it actually wasn't. It turns out, and it looks really nice, and I just put a kind of a clear stain on it. But yeah, so it'll go out in my yard, and it'll probably be there for a few years before it gets destroyed again. And if I ever make another one, I'm going to make it out of white oak, because hopefully that'll be a little more strong. The problem is, you look at it's really delicate.
Yeah.
It's a real birdhouse. It works, but it's just not meant to be. It's more meant for looks inside. But I'll have some birds in it. And I said the pattern came from the Winfield collection. They have a separate site called Scroller, and that's where I bought this several years ago. That's where the pattern comes from.
Can you clean it?
Yeah. So it's all screws on the front. So these panels pop off, and then so every winter I open them up, clean them all out, put them back. So in the spring when the birds come back in, it's nice and clean.
Yeah. How do you mount it on a post?
So from what I do is I got just a 4x4 post in the ground, and then I've got a larger plate that's probably just a little bit smaller than the bottom, and then I run screws up through the bottom, and then hold it there. So I use a piece of treated lumber on the post. So I screw down on the post and then screw up from the bottom. And you could, if you really wanted, you could get in there and angle, but it's easier to go from the bottom.
Yeah.
So that's the second one I made.
What kind of birds do you get
The birds, mainly I get, where I live, I get bluebirds sometimes in my other house. But this one's mainly wrens. I get a lot of little wrens and woodpeckers. They like them. Yeah. So it's size for a smaller bird. So it's mainly little wrens and stuff like that. At least it's where I live. Wrens, little finches, I think I get something too.
How many holes are there? 8?
6.
6.
Yep. 2 and 2, and then 1 and 1.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is, so I will say it is scroll saw. I did use a scroll saw on this part right here. But my wife knew that, well, it was a Fine Woodworking magazine, probably, 4 years ago, and when I was looking at it, my wife saw that and she went, ooh, so I'd have to make one. I had to modify it because our bath is a little bit bigger than the design that they had. It's out of walnut, and she knew I was making something because I had signs on my shop saying, don't enter. So she knew I was making something for her, and so she was still asleep on her birthday, which was the 18th of January, and she was still asleep, and I brought it in the bathroom and set it in there, and she goes in there, and I hear her giggling, and, all that stuff, so.
What is it?
What is it? And then, what's the next page? Here's another view of it.
Carl, is that a seat that rolls back and forth?
No, it's a bath tray. It's a bath tray. You put your, no, this thing here is for a wine glass.
Wine glass, and
A
you
wine
got
glass.
candles.
So you can do that. You got the candles over there, and you can set your book or your iPad or whatever right there. And no, I won't make one for anybody else. So yeah, that was a fun project.
Where's the jar for chocolate?
Yeah. You gotta bring that with, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, anyone else have anything else they want to share or show and tell? I don't see anything else up here, but I just want to make sure I ask. Okay, so before we go to break, we do have one little announcement today. We do have a birthday person in the house today. It is Bill's birthday. So happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday.
And Bill's wife's nice enough to bring us a cake.
So I will go get the cake set up and then you'll just come and enjoy it during break.
Before the break, are we gonna do the video?
Yeah. Video we'll do after the break.
Okay, all right.
Yep, we always do the presentation after the break.
No, the video for Steve.
Oh, Steve, sorry, geez, thanks, Carl, I totally slipped my mind. Yes, so before we all run off to break, anyone who wants to participate, we're gonna get together, just take a quick video, wishing Steve well, and we will send that off to him. Yeah, thank you, Carl. Brain just.
I really thought this through.
Thank you.
I don't know if we're just gonna do just pan the whole group. Everybody can just
Waves, yeah.
wave and say, good, well, soon.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right.
You gotta go
I gotta go.
someplace.
Okay, I'll sit over by.
I'm not gonna be in it, that's fine with me. I'm gonna start this and then we can start waving and we can go.
Hi, Steve.
Get well soon.
Get well soon.
Get well, Steve. Get well.
Get well, Steve.
We miss you.
We miss you, Steve. Get well soon.
Get well soon. Thank you. All right. Now let's do a 10-minute break.
We're just keep.
All right, everyone's ready. We'll get Steve here. Carl's got something he wants to talk about real quick, and then we're gonna have our presentation.
I was thinking about, because the state fair and seeing Don, I haven't seen Don for quite some time. He doesn't keep track of it, but I'm going to send out an email to the group. And what I'd like to know, I think would be great advertising for us, is how many people in the group have won ribbons at the state fair, and how many people have won multiple ribbons, and how many. I think that would be a great thing to put on our webpage, to say, the group has got so many ribbons at the state fair and multiple people have done that. And it's just a way of saying that, yes, we've got these expertise and they're out there winning ribbons. So I'm gonna send out an email.
Do you want pictures?
I don't need pictures. I don't need pictures. Because I
Yeah, I think you got it.
I just wanna get a head count.
Okay.
I stayed away from that because we don't do the judging, which is good. But I kind of tried to always just not mention that. As how many of our members have won and how many ribbons they've won and everything like that. While I think it's very interesting thing, I just stayed away from it because of I was worried about the conflict of,
Yep.
you know,
And coming from my standpoint of just as a, you know, as
because
a,
we're the ones that are presenting the ribbons.
right,
But actually, what happens is, the way our memberships win is we give them a membership.
But that's
for winning,
fine.
And that's how we get them all, is we give them.
But if we've got 10 people in this group that have won ribbons, and some of them multiple times, I think that's something to say about the artistic ability that people have, and it'd be fun to have, you know, as part of the about in our webpage.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, so I'll send out an email and and I'll kind of clarify this and just respond back to me, and I'll start gathering that.
That's why I always stayed away from it.
Yep.
That's fine.
I guess my question would be, what is the goal? Because if the goal is to let people know that they enjoy this organization, I would rather see testimonials as to why people are in the organization as a statement.
That's
Because
good.
the ribbon, to me, doesn't make a statement one way or the other, right? I mean, because beauty is not the beholder. But the fact that all these people who are already accomplished, nevertheless, still are in a group, continue to, I mean, look at our turnout. I mean, to me, that's the bigger statement.
Yep.
Just something to think about. And I think, if you're saying, I want visibility, then people say, why should I be in this group? Because there's a lot of people that have come to the group and said, well, I've been doing this for 20 years, and yet they joined the group.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's something to think about when they get.
Well, okay.
So,
I think we can still.
Either or.
Yeah, I think we can still gather that, you know, information.
My thought is, those are great ideas, and there could be some thought to having a separate section, if you will, in the newsletter that addresses it, you know,
Yep.
from, that's what the objective is. You want to inform, you want to associate the people that have won awards, not with any egotistical
Right,
thought,
right.
but as a resource for members.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of my thought is that to show that this group has got a lot of talent, and that's there as a member to have those resources available to talk to.
And that could be expanded upon then with testimonials,
Yep.
even from, well, it would come from members
Right.
of the group
Right,
that was talking about the
Right.
kind of support or the reason that they joined the group and their satisfaction with
Right.
it.
right,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's a good idea.
okay. You were gonna say, Keith?
Just call it ribbons, you don't have to say NorthStar stroller ribbons.
No, I was just thinking of how many people in this group have won ribbons.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be always first place, and it doesn't have to be NorthStar Scholar ribbons.
Yeah.
It's just ribbons in general, right?
Yep, okay.
Right.
Thanks, Ralph. That's good. Bill, do you want to introduce the video, or?
Go right ahead.
Okay, I'll let Carl do it. He can see it. I can't see the name of the video there. What are we talking about, Carl? I had it. Sorry, I had it on my agenda.
It is Keepsake. It's, the project is Keepsake Wood Intarsia Boxes.
Those are interesting. I have not seen Intarsia like that before. So, John Clinton, got a job for you. Those were actually those were neat. I actually liked it. That was very different. I've seen plenty of Intarsia, but you know, there's always something new out there. That's the crazy part, is that there are so many patterns out there and so many ideas. And, yeah, it's always fun to see the different stuff you can do. So thank you, Bill, for finding that. That was great. All right, we're good. All right. Other than that, unless anyone's got anything, I just want to go over again. We do need a new secretary and a new VP. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the newsletter. Like I said, just feel free. We'll need to know by next month. I'll talk to the board and stuff. We'll figure something out if we don't hear anything from anybody. But Mike, I know you said you're going to talk to a few people. I've talked to a couple. We'll see what we can do, because we can't have a club without the board. So, and really, the VP and the secretary, it's not a huge time commitment. None of these roles that we have are a huge time commitment. A little bit of time, but nothing crazy. So, but I appreciate everyone coming out today. We had a great turnout. It was nice to see everybody. Got a few people I haven't seen in a while, some new people, that's great. We're happy to have you, we're glad everyone that came. And I hope everyone enjoys this, and, you know, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up, so it's, yeah, it's time to get out and, do some cutting. You know, I've got a bunch of projects I need to finish. All right, anything, it's like anyone have anything else? Other than that,
We need a few gentlemen to stay late to help rearrange the chairs, but
Yep, I'll make sure.
women and children can go.
All right, with that, motion to adjourn the meeting.
Birthday boy.
Yeah, and birthday boys can go.
Yes, and happy birthday to Bill. All right, motion to adjourn.
I make the motion.
All right,
Second?
second, all right.
All in favor?
All in favor, adjourn.